minute since I've done a longer video like this, a longer catch-up video for you all. Just giving you an update on everything going on and how I'm doing. So thought I would do that. Hi, it's me, Amara, Little Sailboat. And first things first, if you haven't noticed, I just released a brand new EP, a singer-songwriter EP. So it's called Singing Together, and it's a collection of songs, 4 of them, collection of songs. Yeah. So it is a collection of songs, and it is 4 of them were written on the ukulele, 1 on the piano. All of them are singer-songwriters, so I'm singing on them. And it was really fun to be back in the studio and to sing again. I've had kind of a imposter syndrome when it's come to my singing voice for the last few years, because I've been doing improv comedy for about 3.5 years now. And there's been some music improv that I've encountered and that I've done. And I've been a little self-conscious because I've been on stage with these people who can like belt, like they really can belt on stage. And I had to just come to terms with the fact that that's not my skill set and that that's okay. And recognize that there's nothing wrong with my cute little singer-songwriter songs where I'm singing all sweet and stuff. So yeah, so it was nice to just be like, you know what? You like this stuff? Let's get in the studio, let's record it and release it. So the name of it is Singing Together. The name came from the second song on the album, or the EP. The second song is called Winter Bird. And at the end of the song, I say, if we sing together, neither of us will be alone. And it was actually kind of inspired by my time doing improv here over the last 3.5 years. I think I have gone through some harder things over the last gosh, I mean, COVID was how long ago now? So, you know, really COVID on is when it got like really bumpy. My whole adult life has been kind of bumpy, but COVID on, it got really bumpy. And so improv for me was just such a beautiful way to be in community with people and to make people laugh. And so the idea of singing together, doing something you love with someone else, is just such a beautiful thing. And so that's why I called it Singing Together. And the songs on the EP kind of fit that vibe of like, I labeled the EP as kid friendly because it is like they're songs that you could sing with your family, which is a beautiful part of my upbringing. The fact that I spent a lot of time playing music with my family growing up and singing together. And so, yeah, all 5 songs are songs that I hope that you enjoy and that you sing with your loved ones and your friends and family. And if you haven't checked it out, go look up Little Sailboat wherever you listen to music, Apple, Spotify, Pandora, wherever, and look up Little Sailboat and look up the EP Singing Together, and you will see the 5 songs: Little Bird, Winter Bird, Springtime Lullaby, Sit with a Book. I missed one. Dandelion, and Sit with a Book. So if any of you are interested in hearing a little bit more about each song, I could dive into that a little bit more in another video. Let me know if that's something you want to hear. I can tell you a little bit more about each song individually and where I was at when I wrote each song, or I might do it even if nobody asks. So yeah, so that is kind of the latest news. I have been doing improv now for the last 3.5 years. I just came from a show. That's why I've got the eyeliner on. You can always tell when I got eyeliner on, I probably came from a show, or I'm about to go to a show, or I'm going to a family event where a photo's going to be taken. So yeah, just came from a show. I'm performing super regularly now, which is really, really fun. I love it. And I got cast on a improv house team back in the fall, and that has been a really cool learning experience. I've grown a lot. I've become a better improviser, and we've been performing regularly together since January, and I'm just very thankful to be on that team because one, I don't have to pay for classes anymore. I just get to perform. And two, just being like a part of a consistent group where we're like learning and growing together has been really, really cool. So that's another thing that's been going on. I feel like my phone is starting to tip. It may fall down at some point. Ooh, but that's okay. Well, everything's good. Everything's good. Another thing that was new is at the beginning of the year, I composed music for a local community theater play here in Minnesota. So that was cool. It was like my first paid composing gig where someone I used to work with on another production. So do you guys remember my loyal fans? Some of you may remember this. Like right when COVID restrictions were lifting, and I had taken like one improv class at that point. I was just like trying to figure out how to be on stage. I ended up in this 10-minute play festival where it was in this comedic 10-minute play, and it was the first time I had been on stage as an adult doing something other than music. Like I'd been on stage performing music as an adult, but like theatrically I hadn't done anything since I was a kid. So I was in that 10-minute play festival, and then the director stayed in contact with me and reached out to me before the production of this full-length play. It was a full-length play, Little Women, and she was like, Amara, I loved what you did, because backstory, for that 10-minute play, it was the play was us being contestants on Family Feud and the aftermath. So like we were a family, the people in the 10-minute play, we were a family that had just lost Family Feud, and so we were back in the parking lot like fighting about what had happened. And so the director at the time knew I could sing and knew that I was a singer-songwriter, and asked me to like compose a vocal arrangement of us singing the Family Feud song. And so I did that for her, and then I taught it to the cast. And so we sang the Family Feud song a cappella on stage, and she remembered that and was like, Amara, can you do that again, but like for Little Women? And it's now like a full-length play, so it's more than one song. It's like multiple songs throughout the show. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes. And then she's like, it's a paid gig, and I was like, oh, then yes again. Yeah, so I had a paid gig where I got to do vocal arrangements for community theater production, and that happened in January and February of this year, and it started in December, and it was really, really fun. So that was just cool, and showed me that like you never know what might be coming down the road. Like you just work hard for people and be kind to people and show what you're able to do, and stuff might come your way, which is really cool, because I just have, for a long time I felt like I was stuck, and I've just realized that you just got to put one foot in front of the other. And whenever I feel stuck, I'm like, okay, you feel stuck because you're envisioning this thing that is like 50 steps ahead of you, and you're not going to get there unless you take like one step at a time. And so I have just like, whenever I get into that kind of like depressive stuck state, I tell myself, it's like, okay, you can't control this, you can't control this happening. What you can control is taking a step in the right direction. And so that has been what writing and putting stuff on YouTube has been for me. That's what doing improv has been for me. That's what, you know, agreeing to compose and perform my music. I did that in the fall. I composed, I played my music at like an improv thing back in the fall. And so actually I performed a couple times in the fall with my music at like improv stuff. And so there's just like cool overlap happening and just some cool collaboration is happening. I'm meeting a lot of really cool people. I'm really thankful. I'm really thankful. Full. I'm thankful for that. So, yeah, I feel like, I'm trying to like check off. I had a list at one point. I had like a note card with all the things I wanted to talk about, and then I lost it. So I'm just kind of making it up as I go along here and just hoping I get everything. Going back to music, another thing that amazed me is earlier this year, I took the time to take all of my unreleased solo piano music and put them into 2 different hour-long videos so that someone could just click play and then they would hear my music for over an hour, just over an hour's worth of solo piano music. And what was so amazing to me, I was like, oh my goodness, do I really have over 2 hours? I have over 2 hours of unreleased, like nothing in there has been released, 2 hours of unreleased solo piano music. And then on top of that, if you combine everything I have released, it's definitely over 3 hours. And so it kind of goes back to that like one step in front of the other kind of thing, where it's like I'm writing one song at a time, and you blink and all of a sudden you have hours upon hours of music you've written. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And I like it. There's some stuff that didn't make it into the videos, because basically what I did is I went and took all of my YouTube shorts and some of my stuff that was on the page before YouTube shorts was a thing, and like took the clips and put them all in one video. So you can hear kind of some of the background noise from my apartment and kind of the clicking of the chair and stuff like that in those videos. But I just, yeah, so there were some videos that like the quality was so low that I didn't put it in there, or there was like a couple songs where I was like, I really don't like this one, and so I didn't put it in. But I'll have to say, a lot of it I liked. And it just made me realize, kind of going back to imposter syndrome, after every song I play, I'm like, that could be the last one. Like every time I write a song, I'm like, that could be the last song I ever write. Because it just feels like such a fragile art form. You have to be so vulnerable and so open when you write songs, because as soon as you tighten up, as soon as you get in your head, it doesn't come out. Like it doesn't. And so you have to approach the piano, you have to approach the instrument with a certain amount of humility and wonder. And you guys know me, I'm always in a state of like, I wonder. And so that's what I do. Instead of I approach the piano with like, what's gonna happen, if that makes sense, versus feeling this pressure to create the most beautiful thing you've ever heard, because I'm sure there's some stuff I've put out that you guys don't like, and then there's stuff I put out that like you're like, oh my gosh, like do this all the time. But yeah, all I have to say, I love so much of the solo piano stuff I've written, and now that I've finished that singer-songwriter EP, I do want to take some time over the next year here to figure out what I'm gonna do with all this solo piano. If it's gonna be one of those things where I just continue to release EPs as I'm able to figure out how to record. I mean, recording's expensive, guys. You know that. It's hard to get into a studio, and it's hard to buy equipment. Like it's all expensive, which is why I just record things on my phone and post it, because it's like that's the easiest and least expensive way to do it. But like I've got so much, and I love it, and I know people like it, and so kind of the next thing I have to figure out is just how to get that into a form that more people are able to get to it and access it, because like I'm one of those people that listen to my own music, and I love it. I write what I want to hear. That's often, to be honest, where I think a lot of my inspiration comes from, is like I'm hearing different sounds. I'm a fan of so many different genres of music. You would probably be surprised at the type of music I listen to, because it's all over the board. And then I'm kind of like, well, is there something I'm missing? Is there something that I haven't heard that I would like to hear? And that ends up being the stuff I write. So I hope you guys like it, and I'm thankful for the ones that do. And I mean, if you've made it this far into the video, it's 17 minutes. You're probably a fan of me, or a family member who's snooping. Hello to a family member who's snooping. Yeah. Is there anything else I feel like I need to talk to you guys about? We talked about solo piano, we talked about my singer-songwriter EP, we talked about improv. Oh, one more thing about improv is I'm coaching now. So I've been doing improv for 3.5 years, and I'm starting to become an improv coach. And in particular, there's the show that I'm a part of. It's where they assign, it's like a lottery system where people sign up, and then the producer puts people on 3 different teams, and then each team is assigned a coach. And so then an hour before the show, the teams show up. They haven't played together before. Some of them might know each other, some might not, and they're assigned a coach, and then that coach works with them for an hour to get them to be a team and teaches them some sort of structure, and then they go and they perform for like a full audience. And so it goes team 1, team 2, intermission, team 3, and then the coaches have a set at the end where they all come together and do a show. So I've been coaching that show, which has been really cool. I really love helping teams come together, because that's the biggest challenge with that kind of show is it's a bunch of strangers playing together, and everybody has different comedic styles, and everybody has different ways of approaching humor, and so you can have really talented people, a bunch of really talented people on the stage that don't know how to work together. It happens all the time. And so I feel like one of my gifts is being able to help people see each other, like actually see the person they're on stage with and connect with them, and make sure that they're paying attention to what their partner is doing, and that they're building each other up. Because when you're in a scene where both of you are trying to uplift and kind of set up an alley-oop for the other person, that like really cool and fun things happen. So I feel like that's my particular skill set as a coach, is really being able to help people come together and perform as a group versus a bunch of individuals. And then another thing that I've had a lot of fun with is I've gotten to play around with forms. And so most of the time I have them do a montage, and then I've been creating this is my creative brain going off. I've been like making up openings for them. Most montages like have some sort of opening, and there's kind of like standard openings that a lot of improv theaters do, and I've been like making up my own. And they've been doing them and been having a lot of fun with it. And so I think that might be my thing as a coach, is to help teams come together and then also give them kind of like a creative opener to kind of play with to help them kind of go into their montage. So that has been really fun and really rewarding. I've really enjoyed that. I used to be a basketball coach back in the day, back when I was a teacher. I was a basketball coach for like 4 years. And I really enjoyed that. And so being able to like put on a coach hat for something else that I love, is really, really fun. So, okay. So improv, the EP, the piano, the composing. Am I missing anything else? I mean, there's just all the life stuff. There's definitely stuff happening outside of the creative things, but I'm definitely in like a much healthier place now personally than I've been in a while. I think there was a period, oh, there goes the fridge. I was doing so well. You know, this apartment, it makes noises. But I feel like I'm in a much healthier spot now. There was a period there where I look back at some old videos and I'm like, ooh, that's someone that was hurting, and just trying to make it through. So I feel like I'm in a much better spot. I feel much more patience, and understanding of the fact that all good things take time, and also to not forget that the journey is the part that like is often the most fun. So I've just been embracing and loving what I'm doing now. I don't know what the future holds for me. Just like 5-6 years ago, I still don't know. But what I do know now is that like I'm approaching every day with just a sense of curiosity and a sense of like, just kind of a deep appreciation for the day-to-day and what I can do in the day-to-day, versus always thinking about the future, if that makes sense. So I'm focusing on the now and what I can do now, that is fun and beautiful, and then maybe that will just naturally create a future that continues to be fun and beautiful. So, all right, have I talked enough? Did you miss me? Did you miss these long videos? I could tell I was a little spacey because coming from an improv show, one of two things happens. Either I'm like really hyper, like I'm like, ah, and, or like I come down pretty quickly and my brain just starts to jump and get a little scattered. So I think I might have been a little scattered in this video. But it's been a minute since I've done one of these, so wanted to do it. All right. Just like always, I probably forgot something, but that's not stopping me from posting something later if I remember. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around, and yeah. So, all right. Bye.